Happy New Year's. Welcome to 2024. Today I'm going to make my predictions for the housing market in 2024 in the Kansas City metro and surrounding area. I will give my why behind my predictions as well. So let's start off. My first prediction is for the amount of homes in 2024. The amount of homes we will sell will increase by 30% over the amount of homes that we sold in 2023 in the Kansas City metro and its surrounding area. The second prediction I'm going to make is that prices will increase. That's right. You heard me right. Not decrease, but increase by 3 to 5% in 2024 in the Kansas City metro and its surrounding areas. My third prediction, and this is my final prediction, is that by the summer of 2024, the national average for interest rates will be in the 5% range. So, again, just to reiterate, home prices, the number of homes that will sell will increase by over 30% in 2023. In 2024, this home prices will increase by 3 to 5% in 2024, and that interest rates will decrease uh, to the 5% range by the summer of 2024. Now you say, okay, Eric, how did you get to all this information? What makes you think that this is right? Now keep in mind, this is just a prediction. I might be wrong, but I'm basing this off of specific information. The first thing that I believe that will lead to increased the number of homes sold specifically, and it will have an effect on the home prices, is pent up demand. Right now, we've had in 2023, we've had historically low numbers of inventory of homes for sale. We're talking about going all the way back to like 2008. The amount of homes that were for sale versus previous years. So that the reasoning behind that in 2023 was that as many of you know, probably the interest rates um, were almost double what they had been in previous years. It was more than double in many cases than what had been previous years. Uh, and that a lot of home sellers, homeowners right now, were sitting on interest rates on their home that ranged anywhere from 2% all the way up to low 5% range. Because they bought during the lower interest rate boom or refinanced. That being said, with historically higher interest rates in 2023, ranging anywhere from 6% to the 8% range, home sellers just took a step back and said, "No, we're not selling right now." I can't say I blame you. I understand that. That being said, there's a lot of people that were on the sidelines that really, if the interest rates hadn't have been where they were, would have sold. A lot of those people, as interest rates dropped to the lower, they've already come down in previous months over to the from the 8% range down to the I think the national average right now is in the mid 6% range, which is a pretty big drop for I think just a 6 month time frame there. So, and I believe we'll go down to the fives. I don't believe we're going to get below the 5% range this year, but I believe we will get down to the 5% range. That being said, with that pent up demand, a lot of home sellers who would have sold and purchased another home for various reasons in the previous year, they will eventually, many of them will pull the trigger this year. Not all. Some will still sit around waiting for interest rates to go down. I don't know that we're in a anytime soon get down to the 4%, or it may be, you know, quite a long time, if ever, that we see twos and threes again. But I won't make any guarantees on that. That's just my predictions. The So pent up demand will lead to increased home, because we're going to see a lot of people who are on the sidelines sell this year. Um, the second thing is the Fed, who has been kind of the driving force behind the increased interest rates. They've already indicated that they will not be raising the interest rates next year, and they've indicated that there's going to be at least there's going to be three interest rate cuts in the next year. Um, that's the federal interest rate. So don't confuse that with the mortgage interest rates, and that some of that's going to already be factored into the thing. So it shouldn't have a huge impact, but it will have some if they follow through on that. We're going to see interest. That's what will drive the interest rates down into the 5% range. Uh, I don't believe. I believe they, at the bare minimum, I think they'll keep them the same. But I think there's a good shot that they'll. I don't think we're going to see them raise interest rates at this point. If they were to do that, that would put a lot of pressure on the banks, which have already felt a ton of pressure in the past year, which could lead to increased bank failures, which is not something that the Fed wants. So I believe the Fed um, will lower the interest rate at least 3 times. We may even see, a fourth or fifth time in the year, just kind of depending on how things go. It really will depend on that inflation data right now. The only thing that could really throw a wrench in my predictions right now, I think, is if we start seeing inflation really take off again. The Fed will have to address that again, and that could change things again. So if we start seeing, I think the last factor was around 3%, which was down from like 7% inflation um, when the Fed started this a year and a half ago. So I would say as long as the inflation doesn't start skyrocketing again, then the Fed won't get involved, and that will. The other thing I'd like to note, which doesn't really support or doesn't have a great impact on my predictions, actually, it may be a aha, got you, Eric. This is where maybe it's an election year. Typically, home buyers and sellers in the past have taken a step back during election years, just waiting to see what happens with the election. A lot of uncertainty, and uncertainty does not lead to homes sold. That being said, the reason I'm not using that as a basis to lower the number of homes sold is I believe the effect of 2023 with the higher interest rates and a lot of home sellers had a greater impact than the election will this year. So that overshadowing will still lead to an increased number of homes sold and the increased price amount. I will do a video here in the coming months that will outline information on the election cycle and what to expect with that, not specifically about the politics side of it, but as it affects the housing market at a later time. That being said, I'm so happy that you're still with me, that you guys have been following me. If you have, I'm happy that we've been talking, and I look forward to helping answer your questions about the housing market in 2024 in the coming weeks and months. Again, if you're looking to buy or sell a house in the Kansas City area or really anywhere in the country, I have partners throughout the country that I can connect you with to get you a good agent to help you in any area. Or if you're looking to buy or sell in the Kansas City Metro, I'd love to talk to you. I particularly specialize with military veterans. I got good lenders that can help connect you with to get you started using your VA loan or things along those lines. Eric Best, EXP Realty. Looking forward to seeing you out there. Let's get it.